Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. LeBron James fires passive-aggressive jab at Lakers front office after loss. LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers celebrates a three-point basket at the end of the first quarter against the Brooklyn Nets. It's that time of the year again when LeBron James drops a passive-aggressive comment that spices up the NBA trade deadline. Following the Los Angeles Lakers' 116-102 loss to their crosstown rivals Clippers in their new home arena, Intuit Dome, on Sunday, January 19, James took a jab at their front office when asked if there are ways internally how to make the margin for error smaller. "Nah. That's how our team is constructed," James told reporters. "We don't have room for much error." James led 6 Lakers in double-figure scoring with 25 points on 9 of 20 shooting. It's hard to imagine that such a balanced scoring attack led to a non-competitive game for the Lakers, who trailed by as many as 26 against the Clippers. The Lakers starters all registered negative plus-minus. A follow-up question on James on how they could navigate the mental demands of having to play close to perfect basketball. "We don't have a choice," he bluntly said. "That's the way our team is constructed and we have to. We have to play close to perfect basketball. And we know the game is never perfect. It's never gonna be a 48-minute perfect basketball game. But we can't combat it on multiple possessions in a row, or if we're turning the ball over, we have to do a better job of that. If we're making aggressive turnovers, plays where we're trying to make the right play to our teammates, but it's some of the careless ones. Defensively, we can't have breakdowns. If our coaching staff has a game plan for us, we can't break down on the game plan." The Lakers committed 15 turnovers, which the Clippers cashed into 21 points. The Lakers were thoroughly outplayed in nearly every statistical department. The Lakers haven't made a big swing since their ill-fated Russell Westbrook trade that cost them their 2027 first-round pick to get off of it. They have only made smaller trades since then, like their most recent move, acquiring Dorian Finney-Smith, who was scoreless against the Clippers in 22 minutes, and Shake Milton, who received a DNP for D'Angelo Russell's expiring salary, Maxwell Lewis, and 3 second-round picks. It appears they will continue to operate that way, according to Jovan Buha of The Athletic. "My sense lately, that I've been hearing, has been trending more toward them making a smaller move and probably using second-round draft capital, and the issue there is that their second-round draft capital isn't really worth that much because it's their pick and the Clippers' pick, and both of those picks are projected right now to be between like 45 and 52, depending on where those two teams finish in the standings, so those aren't the sexiest second-round picks," Buha said on his podcast Buha's Block following the Lakers' 102-101 win over the Nets on Friday, January 17. "You typically want a first half of the second round type pick. The Lakers have been reluctant to surrender their first-round draft capital unless that leads to sustainable Lakers excellence," Lakers Vice President and General Manager Rob Pelinka told reporters in September 2024. "We would also use one pick to make a marginal upgrade if we felt that was the right thing to do," he added. The Lakers have only 2 unprotected first-round picks available in 2029 and 2031, but they can also add the protected portion, 1 to 4, of their 2027 first-round pick owed to the Jazz in a potential big swing. Until the Lakers make a big swing to surround James and Anthony Davis with more talent, expect these passive-aggressive comments to continue until the trade deadline arrives on February 6. Inconsistent Lakers hope to get right versus lowly Wizards. The Los Angeles Lakers are in a rut in which they have dropped 4 of their past 6 games. But things could get better on Tuesday night when the Washington Wizards pay them a visit. Washington has dropped 10 games in a row and has won an NBA low 6 this season. The Wizards last won on January 1. Washington also is in the third contest of a 6-game road trip. Back-to-back losses to start the trip made the Wizards fall to 1-17 away from home. It seems like good timing for the Lakers, who are 4 games above .500 but are experiencing consistency issues. Nothing is going to be easy for our team, and I figured that out very early in the season, Los Angeles first-year coach J.J. Redick said. And that's okay. We're going to keep fighting. We have 18 losses, so by the loss column, we're 6th. We would like to be higher. I think there's a couple games where we would all say we should have won. We haven't had any of those games where you're like, well, we kind of stole that one. We're going to get a couple back at some point. We just got to continue to trust each other and we'll be fine. Redick's comments came after Sunday night's 116-102 loss to the host Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers trailed by as many as 26 points and scored fewer than 30 points in every quarter. Lakers star forward LeBron James said afterward that the team has a thin margin of error due to its roster makeup. He said the team has to play at a high level to have a chance at winning. We don't have a choice, James said. That's the way our team is constructed and we have to play close to perfect basketball. James had 25 points and 11 assists against the Clippers, but also committed 5 turnovers. Anthony Davis had 16 points and 10 rebounds, but made just 5 of 14 shots against the Clippers. He missed the previous game due to a foot injury. The Wizards were routed 123-100 by the Sacramento Kings on Sunday, allowing 120 points or more for the 6th consecutive game. 76ers predicted to part with Paul George in blockbuster trade with Lakers. With the NBA trade deadline just a few weeks away from commencing, teams are starting to move themselves into position to potentially make a splash. NBA titles aren't always won at the trade deadline, but sometimes the moves made here can change the trajectory of a season. There have already been a few trades that could make a difference, but more moves are expected before the clock strikes 0. Multiple teams are looking to improve their chances this season, and it could have them pulling the trigger on a deal. In this new trade proposal, the Philadelphia 76ers move on from star forward Paul George. Despite George just signing with the 76ers, Philadelphia corrects their free agent signing and ships him out. The trade would be between the 76ers, Los Angeles Lakers, and Chicago Bulls. After using the SpotTrack trade machine and abiding by the new CBA restrictions, here is what a deal could look like. 76ers receive Zach LaVine, Jared Vanderbilt, and a top 10 protected 2029 first-round draft pick. Lakers receive Paul George and a 2028 second-round draft pick. Bulls receive Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Kenyon Martin Jr., Jalen Hood-Schifino, and a 2027 second-round draft pick. It has been a nightmare season for the 76ers with injuries, and it's starting to look like a lost year. The 76ers brought in George to compete for a title, and it has backfired so far. Moving on from him frees Philadelphia from his long contract. But they do land LaVine to keep them competitive, and they also get an additional first-round draft pick to use down the line. This deal isn't perfect for the 76ers, and the likelihood that they give up on George this quickly is low. But in the NBA, nothing is ever off the table. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Paul George? Leave your opinion in the comments.